Welcome to Check This Out, podcast for kids.
And they're grown-ups, where we explore people, places, ponderings, and past moments from history that shape the world around us. My name is Amy Contreras.
And I'm Cece.
Cece has been learning about space at school this year. Cece, what are your favorite facts you've learned about space?
Well, my favorite fact about the moon is that it has 8 phases. And some of the phases are my favorite.
Cool. Now, Cece, do you ever wonder about the people who go up into space?
Do you mean astronauts?
Yeah, I mean the astronauts. Don't you wonder about how they got up into space and what it takes to be an astronaut?
Yeah, do you think it's hard to be an astronaut?
Honestly, I bet it is. You have to be super smart at math and science, but also strong enough to go up into space on a huge rocket. Now, you have a favorite astronaut, don't you, Cece?
Yes, her name is Dr. Mae Carol Jemison.
And Dr. Mae Carol Jemison is who we are going to talk about today on the podcast. Cece, tell us, why do you like Dr. Jemison so much?
She's amazing. She was the first Black female astronaut to travel into space.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Check this out. She's also crazy smart. She graduated high school when she was only 16 years old.
Oh my goodness. Now, did you know that she went to Stanford for college? She got her undergraduate degree in chemical engineering, and she got a BA in African and Afro-American studies. But she's also a doctor, which means she went to medical school too.
She got her doctorate at Cornell University.
Okay, so we've established Dr. Jemison is super duper smart, but we need to know more about her journey to becoming a trailblazing astronaut.
She grew up in Chicago, where we live.
And after that, she went to Stanford and Cornell for college and medical school. But then she traveled a lot, and she was even an officer in the Peace Corps.
What is the Peace Corps?
The Peace Corps is a group of Americans who volunteered to live and work in other countries to help people share skills and make friends all around the world. It was created by President Kennedy a long time ago in 1961, and the Peace Corps helps with projects like teaching, farming, and health.
Cool. Mama, how did Dr. Jemison get to be so smart?
Well, her parents loved learning. Her dad, Charlie, and her mom, Dorothy, took their kiddos to places like Chicago's Museum of Science and Industry and the Field Museum of Natural History to visit and learn.
As soon as she learned to read, Mae liked to check out science books from the library.
She traveled all over the world helping people, but there was a particular moment in her life that inspired her to be an astronaut.
What was it, Mama?
On June 18, 1983, Sally Ride became the first American woman in space. This was a historic event. When that happened, and you combine it with her childhood fascination with space, Sally Ride being an astronaut inspired her to apply to the astronaut program at NASA in 1985.
But something sad happened with NASA not long after.
Yeah, on January 28th, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger experienced a tragic accident only 73 seconds after liftoff. The shuttle exploded, breaking apart in the air, and all 7 crew members died in the explosion.
How does it tie back to Dr. Mae Carol Jemison?
Well, because the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded in 1986, the astronaut program with NASA was paused, so Dr. Jemison had to wait. But then she reapplied to NASA, and she was accepted in 1987.
When she was one of 15 people chosen from the program.
Yeah, and she was one of 15 chosen out of over 2,000 applications. And then she made history on September 12th of 1992 when she flew into space aboard the shuttle Endeavour on mission STS-47.
So the shuttle went to space on was called Endeavour.
Yep. So yeah, the shuttle she went to space on was called Endeavour. And on the mission Endeavour, she had a special job. She served as the science mission specialist, and she got to carry out experiments on the effects of space motion sickness, frog fertilization in space, and bone loss during spaceflight.
How long was she in space?
Well, let's see if our listeners can guess, Cece. Okay, everyone, do you think it was A, 4 days, B, 8 days, or C, 12 days?
If you guessed 8 days, you are correct.
Yes, ma'am. She was in space for 8 days, and her mission, STS-47, was a joint mission between the United States and Japan. It included 43 experiments from both countries.
Check this out.
Astronauts often like to bring along small personal mementos when they go into space. Dr. Jemison chose several that were special to her: a flag from the Organization of African Unity, an Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority banner, and proclamations from the Chicago Public School System and the Disabled Museum of African American History.
She also brought a photograph of Bessie Coleman, the first African American woman to earn an international pilot's license.
Yeah, do you remember, Cece, we did a podcast episode on Bessie Coleman too? Dr. Jemison spent more than 190 hours in space before returning to Earth on September 20th, 1992.
Can she also speak a lot of languages?
Yeah, she's fluent in 4 languages, so she can speak English, Russian, Japanese, and Swahili. And she used these language skills during her time in the Peace Corps and her career as an astronaut.
Wow. I can only speak English, but I know a little bit of Spanish and French.
Dr. Jemison left NASA in March of 1993 to start her own company. After leaving NASA, Dr. Jemison went on to teach at Dartmouth College. She formed a company that researches advanced technologies. She's an active public speaker, and she continues to urge students to pursue their dreams and pursue math and science.
So she stayed pretty busy.
You know it. Dr. Jemison was inducted to the National Women's Hall of Fame in 1993. She's also a member of the National Medical Association Hall of Fame and the International Space Hall of Fame.
Here's a fun fact.
Did you know that she was on Star Trek?
Like the TV show?
Yep. She played the role of Lieutenant Palmer on an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
It was the first time a real astronaut was on the show.
She actually credits an actor named Nichelle Nichols, who played a character named Lieutenant Uhura on the original Star Trek series, for also inspiring her to become an astronaut.
So apparently Star Trek is a big deal for astronauts.
I mean, it's all about space. But of course, beyond being the first Black woman in space and the first real astronaut on Star Trek, Dr. Jemison has also received many awards and honors for her achievements.
Here are just a few.
In 1988, Essence Science and Technology Award, the 1992 Ebony Black Achievement Award, the 1993 National Women's Hall of Fame, 1993 People Magazine's 50 Most Beautiful People in the World, 2002 she was listed among the 100 Great African Americans, 2004, the International Space Hall of Fame. In 2005, the National Audubon Society Rachel Carson Award. And in 2017, the Buzz Aldrin Space Pioneer Award.
And a bunch of places are named after her, too.
Wow, she's led an incredible life. And even after she stepped away from NASA and being an astronaut, she kept doing things to support children getting exposure to science and space.
She even created an international science camp for teenagers.
Ooh, that sounds fun. I want to go to science camp. Anyways, Dr. Jemison's impact on the world is significant, primarily for breaking barriers as the first African-American woman to travel to space. She paved the way for future generations, especially women and people of color, in space exploration. Her achievements continue to inspire advancements in space programs, such as NASA's Artemis program,
which aims to land the first woman and first person of color on the moon.
Now, Cece, should we wrap up with a poem? I think we always like to recap everything we've learned with a little rhyme. Will you help me out?
Mae Jemison rode a rocket high up past the sky so blue, a brave explorer in a suit with dreams that soon came true. She studied hard in school and learned what science means. A doctor, engineer, and astronaut full of curious things.
She speaks many languages, words from places near and far. Russian and French help her share ideas like a shining star. Smart and steady, she studied long and worked both day and night, solving problems, leading teams, reaching for the light.
She showed the world what kids can do if effort meets a dream. that anyone can touch the star if hard work is the theme. So read and learn and try your best. Let wonder fill your mind. Like Mae Jemison, you can go to outer space with work and time. Thanks for listening to another episode of Check This Out podcast for kids.
Here at the Check This Out podcast, we know there's a lot of information, and it can be overwhelming to find accurate information online. This podcast is a tool for you to help you do something called citing your sources. As you get older and do projects for school, you'll learn that certain types of websites or information sources aren't verified or have evidence and documentation to back them up.
On Check This Out, we use verified sources to build the stories you hear about.
Verified sources are materials or information that have been confirmed for accuracy and credibility through an evaluation process. Our sources for this week's episode are Encyclopedia Britannica, the Smithsonian, biography.com, NASA, womenshistory.org, and more. Thanks again, listeners, for being here with us today to talk about Dr. Mae Carol Jemison.
Thanks for listening. See you next episode. Don't forget to subscribe.
Bye.